Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
We shall do that. It is Coffee Ann time here on ON, AM, and FM Tuesday morning, December 27th. Thanks for joining us. My name is Joe Callahan, and with me at the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Linda Tebow. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here with us. And Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group. Nice to have Ed here as well. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning.
And before we get into all the important things to discuss this morning, we'll get into the important things of what's going on at the Carew Investment Group. So first message from Ed Carew.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that works hard on your behalf, puts you first, and we'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, probably someone you're never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested and would like to speak with us for a free no-obligation consultation to find out more about how we'll invest your money, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. And before we get going with too much stuff, Ed, did you have a nice Christmas with the family?
Yes, it was very nice, busy, but the action was away from our venue, away from our home, so that was cool.
So all the hustle and bustle was
less
someplace
of a
else.
mess, Yeah, we went to Jane's son's house in Taunton on Christmas Eve for Christmas celebration. He always does it on Christmas Eve for his. We go over there and his kids because he's got grown-up kids too and everything. So it must have been about 30, 35 people there.
That's a good-sized house party, yeah.
Yeah. So that was nice. And then on Christmas Day, we came to Woonsocket to my son's house.
All right. Nice.
It was good.
Cool. Linda, how was yours?
Very nice.
Yeah?
Very nice, yes. My daughter does Christmas Day, so it's nice. We were there with the grandkids and their girlfriends and boyfriends and three little dogs.
Are were they new puppies this year?
One was a new puppy, Layla.
Okay.
My grandson, Michael, rescued, and his girlfriend, Brianna, rescued this little pup, a Louisiana pup.
Okay.
And dachshund kind of a dog. And she looks like a dachshund, Layla.
Yeah.
And she's like 2 months old now, 3 months old, but she's tiny. She's only 4.5 pounds. And
running around?
Yes, running around. And of course, the two pugs were there, my Nellie and the sister Brady. And pugs are dense. They're a lot of dog in a little body, and she was just running after them, chasing them, biting them. It was, I was telling Joe before, the guys wanted to put on the football games, but watching these little dogs was like watching a comedy show. Yeah, it was so fun. So yeah, they all had a good time, and so I didn't have it at my house either. And Christmas Eve we spent with a cousin with about 30 people too. So it was nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Linda, it looks like it's possible our dreams may have come true, and I'm talking about Mac Jones, because after the game of Cincinnati, I'm reading it like the next day. Somewhere online that a player for Cincinnati said, it was a cheap shot by Mac Jones on some play. Okay, it seems like after every game, not just the Patriots game, but after every game, some player's complaining about some other player on the other team, bad, dirty play, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, this is just another one. Someone else is just making noise. Apparently not, because now I'm hearing that the NFL has fined Mac Jones about $12,000 on this low hit, and I still have not seen the hit. So, and I don't know what play it occurred on, but it happened it happened at some point. And so, but now the NFL is considering. Now, keep your fingers crossed. They're considering suspending him
Really? When
Yes.
did that happen? I missed that.
It's happening now.
Oh, wow.
So the NFL they're kicking that around. So it's quite possible he doesn't play on Sunday.
Sappy.
So we've all got our fingers crossed, Ed. Well, I said, would this be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice?
So
I did not know that.
yeah, so
Well, I had heard that the league is starting to get weary of his crybaby antics, and boo-hoo.
I don't know if they can come down on the
No,
on
I
the
know
whining.
you can't. No, you can't. But I think people are recognizing it, the whining now. Yeah, and I think they're weary of it. But wow.
Oh yeah, we're tired of it. But this is something else.
This is something
I guess,
else.
According, and I wish I've seen it. I haven't
I
yet.
didn't see it.
They say it's a dirty play. I guess he was going to go block somebody, maybe on one of the interceptions that Marcus Jones got, and he cut somebody low. He went after their knees or something
Really?
like that. And the player, his
In
name
this
is
last
Apple.
game?
Just in this last game, the player's name for Cincinnati. His last name is Apple. He said, "Yeah, it was a dirty play." I'm like, well, I haven't seen it, so I really don't know. But I guess the NFL agrees because they fined him, and now it's so dirty. I guess they're considering suspending him at least for one game.
Fingers
Well,
crossed.
I didn't see the play
Did you
either,
see it?
but
Okay.
I read an article, some kind of on a sports page,
Yeah.
somewhere, and it probably the same guy, but they said that he does this habitually.
Jones does this?
Yeah, and they
When he
pointed
tries to
out
block?
they pointed
Okay.
out 3 or 4 instances this year
Where he's
that
done
he
this
has
kind of
done
block?
different things that were not good plays, that
I
were
see.
bad,
Really?
Dirty
bad-
plays.
dirty plays. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said, so
Interesting.
it's not unusual for him. Is the
To
way
do this.
is the way they said it.
Okay, maybe that's why they're considering a suspension.
Wow.
This is
Yeah, that-
this is
yeah,
the third
history
one
of it.
now. There's a
History
history,
of it, yeah.
so we're gonna try to set an example and
Yeah,
have
because
you
the
not
guy
play.
the
Like,
guy went
wow,
on
okay.
to what the plays were, which game
Yep.
it was, and this
Yep.
and that,
Really?
but I wasn't that interested to.
Yeah.
I just read
to look
the
up.
article.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I didn't know it was a habitual thing. So okay, so there's that good news. Well, as I said yesterday, once again in the Cincinnati game, first half for Mac Jones, terrible. All right, but to be good, the second half was much better.
Was better.
And had a
yes,
much better
yeah.
second half, and okay, and they almost won. So, but now
Yeah,
this,
almost doesn't count.
I know, but they can still make the playoffs. Which is unbelievable how they can still do it.
Yeah.
They do have to win the next 2 games, obviously. And now they play Miami on Sunday. Tua
Tua's out with a
might
concussion
not play.
protocol.
No,
Yeah,
concussion.
protocol.
Now they haven't made
yeah.
a decision yet. It's early in the week.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, how about that? If Jones is out and Tua's out, the Patriots have a real shot
They
at
might
beating the
have.
Dolphins.
Really shot, yeah. That's
And then it's off to Buffalo
Yeah.
where they're just still
that's-
digging out.
Yeah.
My
And who
granddaughter
knows
was
what's
at that
happening.
game
Which
Saturday.
one?
Lily, my
against
granddaughter
Cincinnati?
Lily was at that game Saturday. Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, "Well, were you cold?" She says, "Well, no, Grammy. I'm no rookie. I know how to dress for these games." But apparently, her boyfriend.
Playing it cool, huh?
Yeah,
What it
yeah,
was. No,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, it's a sweatshirt, and that's
and
about it.
Michael, my grandson, was teasing him.
it's
Said
freezing
he said it was
cold.
cold. He said, "How many pair of pants did you have on?" One.
Nope, you're going to win more.
Yeah, you're a rookie.
That's right. How many pairs of socks? One?
Well, one.
No,
Yeah.
see?
Did you have your winter boots? No, it wasn't
No,
snowing.
no,
Too
I had
bad your feet
sneakers.
are cold.
That's right, that's
You
why my
know?
feet are cold.
But yeah, and she said, that Hail Mary, that bounce from one, and the other guy caught it.
Yeah, when it bounced to Jacoby
That
Myers.
one did Jacoby Myers. She said, and they were right there.
At that end zone?
They were right at that end
Oh,
in good seats beside.
to
so
see
they,
it.
They saw the whole thing.
Oh, that's
they saw the whole
exciting.
thing. Yeah.
All right. The other cool thing that the Patriots did, it was, and now the
That was
Patriots.
an accident.
I know it was.
Thank
I know
God
it was.
that
But
Jacoby Myers
just
is
happened
right
to
on
be.
the- yeah.
Just happened to be there. If not,
But, yeah.
as soon as it bounced off the other guy's chest, I think,
Oh,
that's an incomplete.
somebody-
That's an incomplete pass, and then it fell right into his hands.
Yeah, it did.
No,
yeah.
that was a rehearsed play, just like the
Oh,
one
yeah,
the week
yeah.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah, the lateral that was
Yeah.
rehearsed
they had
too.
planned that. Yeah.
But it was nice what the Patriots did because at the game with the Raiders, there was the Patriots fan that was getting screamed at
yeah.
by the Raiders fan, and that was his first NFL game
Yeah.
this guy had ever gone to, and he's from Connecticut.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing in Vegas, but you take a trip, and
Yeah.
and so he's getting screamed at by this woman.
Yeah.
Just for being, what are you doing here? How can you be a Patriots fan?
Yeah,
you're in
yeah.
you're in the enemy territory.
Yeah.
Doesn't Robert Kraft see it? And they tracked this guy down and brought him to the game last Saturday, and he sat with Robert
Within the
Kraft.
booth. I saw that in the booth.
I
Yeah.
said, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That he
Well,
did this.
No, they do. They are good. They do that.
They do that.
They
And I
are
like that
good
they
at
do that.
stuff like
Of course,
that.
this guy's only seen the Patriots lose twice now.
but he was warm.
I bet he was. Get up, get inside, and getting warm. So I wanted to bring that up. Hey, how about this for news? Because the whole Mac
I
Jones
didn't
being
know
suspended
that.
is a possibility.
It's happening now.
Well, they're figuring it out, and then the NFL's got to go to the Players Association and check with their union and see this is what we want to do, and do you agree, and blah blah blah, and like that. So there's a whole process they got to go through, but it's certainly a possibility that he won't play on Sunday.
Fingers crossed.
How about that? So that's right. Keep the fingers crossed. So anyway, that's what's going on with the Patriots. The other thing that's going on that's making the big news nationwide, and it's weird how it bounces from airline to airline. And this time it's Southwest.
Yeah, it's their fault.
And they're stranding people in Boston. They're stranding people in Providence. They canceled 2,800 flights yesterday. And I've always read online that if you're at the airport and your flight gets canceled, of course everybody rushes to the counter to try to reschedule. And they said, no, you shouldn't do that. Well, first of all, you're going to be long in line. You should get on your cell phone and call the airline because they can do it just as fast. Except not in this case.
Except you have to answer the phone.
Except that's right. In fact, I think more people have picked up on this.
Yeah.
And now you try to call Southwest, and it's you say you call can't get through. You call can't get through. You might as well just stand in line. And then that's what's happening. But it seems to jump, and they all say the same thing. Well, it's the weather conditions around the country. Okay, that's true. But how come you don't hear about United and Delta and American canceling the same amount of flights?
70% of Southwest flights were canceled.
70%?
Yeah.
70%.
Okay.
Delta 9%.
Yeah.
American 1%.
Okay. Now that's this storm.
Yeah.
The storm before, Delta had the problem and no one else did. And like a storm before that, it was American and no one else did. I go, well, how does it move from airline to airline having the problem? And they don't all have it at the same time. It's the same weather within the same country.
That's true. Does it matter where their hubs are, though?
Yeah,
and
I
where
was gonna say that.
The hubs and where they have,
Where's
changed
where's
flights kind of
Southwest's
thing. Yeah,
hub?
there.
I don't even know
No?
where Southwest hub is. Southwest is I don't know why people love Southwest so much because you can't get anywhere from there. No matter where you want to go, it's going to take 2 or 3 stops. They don't seem to hardly go anywhere direct.
Well, I was looking up flights, and you can get from Boston to Houston, and that was a nonstop on Southwest. But you're right, and I am flying in 4 weeks to St. Louis, and I'm going on Southwest because I went, and the same reason everyone else chooses Southwest. Oh, it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
When you compare it against the other airlines,
That's true.
It's cheaper. I like going JetBlue. Mm-hmm. JetBlue doesn't go there.
Right.
So, okay, they're out. And the others were just, more expensive. So, okay. And you're right. I think I have to check my itinerary again. I think I'm going to Charlotte first.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to St. Louis. So
Yeah,
it's just the way it works out.
Well, that could be, if they have more stops, depending where the stops are to change to, so it could be
Yeah.
their hub and
Houston might be a hub for
Maybe it is.
for Southwest.
Yeah.
But I know American has Dallas, and I think Chicago, and probably
is
New
United.
York. JetBlue uses New
Yeah.
York as a hub.
I think Delta does too.
Yeah. United is.
I thought that was Chicago. One of them is Atlanta too, and I forget who Atlanta
Yeah,
is.
that would be Delta.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
It's
Delta,
huge.
yeah,
Huge airport.
That is huge.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to get stuck
But that's
there.
part of the problem.
Yeah.
They're using what they call hub and spoke.
Yeah.
Right, so you fly a plane from this venue to their hub, and another one from somewhere else to the hub, and they'll take people from 3 or 4 different flights, put them on one flight to get to the destination. So that's the hub and spoke thing, which is great as long as the weather's not awful,
Yeah.
because then it might mess everybody up.
The one thing that Southwest was doing yesterday, and I'm not sure if the others were doing it, but if you, people want to get home, and they got to get to wherever they're getting. If you wanted to cancel the Southwest flight, they would not charge. They wouldn't. No charge would go against you. Okay, we'll just refund your money, and then you can go try to book on another airline.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we'll do that for you. And I'm hearing flights are canceled this morning still
Yeah.
for Southwest.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
And so there's still incredible bad weather going on. They're not flying into Buffalo.
And they're getting more snow too.
Yeah.
They're getting
So,
more snow. It's risky to fly at Christmas time.
Certainly is.
Well, it is.
Because
Yeah.
you're going to run in, depending on, especially going out, out west. Or the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
It's
As you run into the
you run into
incredible-
you take
the
your
weather.
chances. Yeah,
Yeah.
the weather is there.
It's risky just flying in the wintertime anyway.
Anywhere, right? So don't mess with Mother Nature.
That's right.
you
If
know?
it happens, it just happens, and it's just when I was growing up, I thought about in college, you think about what you want to do. I think maybe work for the airline wouldn't be too bad. You get those free flights. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think someone pointed out to me, do you understand the amount of aggravation you will get from disgruntled flyers at airports? And I don't know how they put up with it. It's just because it's not their fault.
No,
it's not that.
no.
It's not that. It's not even the pilot's fault that the flights get canceled. But that's who they take their aggravation out on, is the person behind the counter, and it's
the
like-
messenger.
yeah.
Right.
And what do you mean you can't get me on the next flight? Well, because it's booked. What don't you understand?
Throw somebody off, put me on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like that, right?
Full rank.
Yeah. So once again, they always say, check with your airline. Check if you're flying Southwest today. Maybe you're flying today. Maybe you're not. It's the way it goes. So, and like I said, I'm flying out in 4 weeks. I've already got my fingers crossed for 4 weeks from now that everything goes smoothly.
Where are you going?
St. Louis. Just as bad. Just as
I was
bad
gonna
weather-wise.
say, yeah, it is weather there. Yeah,
Oh yeah. I mean, it's freezing cold there too.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just all right. It's just the way it is. So and other things going on a little closer to home. That rail station down in Pawtucket that was supposed to open last summer. The T is extending itself down. It's been pushed off again. Now I gotta find the story to have the right information. Okay, here we go. The opening of the new commuter rail station in Rhode Island and down in Pawtucket is being delayed till next year, to sometime in 2023. This will be near the Pawtucket Central Falls border, offering MBTA and RIPTA bus service. Originally supposed to open last summer, pushed back because of labor and supply chain issues. Okay, so Channel 12 is reporting that the Rhode Island DOT now hopes to have the new train station open, located in Pawtucket, by January 23rd. At least they're not saying June of 2023. It's just, and they're looking to open it in about a month. You do know one was coming, right? You did know one was coming, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. No, I did know that.
All right, so they're looking for that to open sometime in the month of January. So there we go. Well, we hope that happens. We hope people take advantage of it as well. House fire in Central Falls. 16 people displaced by that fire. Yeah, multifamily home in Central Falls. This happened on Monday. Heavy smoke coming out of the third floor on Cowden Street. Red Cross is assisting tenants. Cause of the fire under investigation. Nobody was no injuries were reported at that. So that's good news. So the news came out late yesterday afternoon, really, but most people are probably hearing it this morning. I don't know if you're excited about this, Linda, but Ames is making a comeback.
The store.
The store.
When did? Yes, I remember.
They've been
Ames,
going for at
yes.
least 20 years or so.
Yes.
Remember, it was Zayres,
Yes.
and they all became Ames,
Ames.
and then they ran for a little while, and then they were just gone.
Yeah.
All right, so they were originally headquartered in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, and they went out of business in 2002. That's right, it has been. So 20 years. So there you go. But now the company is bringing the stores back. They're going to start in Connecticut and in other places. I think Pennsylvania as well. But Rhode Island is on the docket to open in 2024.
24.
So don't look for them next year. And I don't know if any are coming to Massachusetts.
Where was Ames in Rhode Island? We had Ames, and I can't.
I would say that there must have been some in Warwick. I'm thinking
I
along Route
think there were
2.
even some.
Are there some
here.
closer by?
I'm trying to think. Ames.
Well, you were town administrator in North Smithfield
Yeah.
back in those days.
No, we didn't
I don't
have-
think there was one in North
There
Smithfield.
wasn't one in North Smithfield. But
There wasn't one in Woonsocket.
There wasn't one in
There wasn't one in Cumberland because there was one just over the line in North Attleboro. So everyone from Cumberland went there.
Ames. Yeah, no, I remember Ames.
There wasn't one in Bellingham?
Now there could have been.
Maybe.
I
Where
don't
Zare
know.
where Zare was?
Where were they located?
Where?
Well, I don't know what's down there now. I don't
Yeah.
go to that area, but there was Zare, which I thought became Ames,
Yep.
and there was an Almac next to it,
Okay. Well, they're
which
all
I
gone.
think is which might be a stop and shop now or something.
Is it all up
But
where
I could be wrong on that.
up where Walmart is and
Well, I don't know where Walmart is. Oh, you're talking about way up in North Bellingham?
yeah.
No, this was in South Bellingham, right on Pulaski Boulevard.
Okay. I don't remember
It used
an
to be
Ames
Warwick
being there.
Shoppers World when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Warwick Shoppers World. Then it became Zare, and I thought it became Ames because before it
that's-
became empty.
Yeah, that's right.
Became,
yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking that might be the one I was thinking of because I remember going to a store that was in this part of, and I,
All right.
it's not, I know Bellingham isn't Northern Rhode Island, it's Massachusetts, but it
Yeah.
was,
Close
in
by.
the proximity.
Yeah.
Because I remember
All right.
going
If
to-
anyone else remembers, where was there an Ames in Bellingham back in the day? If you remember where it was, let us know. Give us a call 766-1240. Tell Denise, and she'll tell us, and we'll pass it along to you. Ed, it's time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group, please.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially for the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, call me, Ed Carew, or call my son Paul Carew at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. Comments or questions can be called in 766-1240.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
Local and live at 99.5 FM.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow, and just talk about the troubles with Southwest Airlines and troubles in airports and things like that because it's wintertime and it's Christmas and a lot of people flying. But how about this guy down in Rhode Island? I wish we had a name. They have not identified this man, but he is from Rhode Island. All right, and he was arrested at JFK Airport because what he has done, he has disassembled his semi-automatic handgun and then put the pieces inside 2 jars of peanut butter. And then takes the jars of peanut butter, including a fully loaded magazine, and puts it into his baggage. I wish
Into his baggage?
Yeah, it doesn't say if it's carry-on or if he tried to check it. I'm assuming it's his carry-on, but I'm not sure. But he decided to hide it inside the inside peanut butter. Now,
That's not good for the gun.
that's my question for Ed. Let's say he made it through and got to wherever he was going. Now he's going to pull the parts out of the peanut butter, Ed. How long is it going to take this man, or anybody, to clean the gun good enough to assemble it so it's working again?
I would hope the guy isn't so stupid to put it into a jar
full
of
jar?
peanut butter that's got peanut butter in it.
It just says 2 jars of peanut butter. It doesn't say whether the jars were empty or not.
Well,
I thought there'd be peanut butter in the jar.
if it's mostly empty, you might still be a little bit of peanut butter residue or whatever you want to call it. There's nothing says he can't put the parts to his gun into a plastic bag and put it in. Must have been a big freaking jar of peanut butter.
Well, you can buy those.
Yeah, must have got them at Amazon.
Yeah.
A 5-gallon jar of peanut butter.
The call, we did have a call that came in 766-1240, just saying Ed was right. Ames was in South Bellingham, where the Zayres used to be.
Yeah. See?
Okay, so you're on Pulaski Boulevard.
Yeah.
All right. So if you go up Pulaski Boulevard now, you get to the set of lights where the CVS is and the urgent care is. Is it keep going up Pulaski Boulevard?
Now wait a minute. I don't go up that area too far, but isn't the CVS further, like at Crook's Corner?
It is a Crook's Corner.
Okay, it's
So
before, that. As soon as you get into Bellingham.
Oh, where the
on
Stop and Shop
right-hand
is.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, the Stop and
There
Shop's
used-
on the left.
That's what I said.
Okay.
There used to be
I gotta listen more.
Warwick Shoppers World
Yeah.
became Zayre, became Ames. It was right next door to a supermarket called Almax, which I think is now a Stop and Shop. I rest
Okay,
my case.
so it's in that. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to me when I talk, will you?
Ed doesn't know what he's talking about.
So,
All right.
So you got that, right? So
Yes.
Ed was right again.
Ed was right again.
Okay, good.
Yeah, mark that down.
I know. Well, I remembered going to Ames, so I knew it wasn't too far away, and we used to go.
Yeah, you knew it wasn't in North Carolina, right?
There you go. Yes, yes. We didn't have to pack a lunch to go there.
And across the street was Rotatory's body shop.
Wow.
Across
okay.
the street on Pulaski Boulevard on the
Yeah.
right-hand side.
I see. All right.
And a little further down on the left-hand side, past that little plaza, there used to be Denny's Liquors.
Denny's is still there.
It's
Okay.
still there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't get up there. very
Yeah. Okay.
often.
All right. Well, now it's all falling into place now,
Yes.
I'll draw you a map.
and I can see where the Stop and Shop is.
Yeah.
I can see that as being where the Ames was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so there wasn't a need for one then in Woonsocket. It was right over the line.
It was
so
right
that-
up
so
the
that
line.
they
That's
would've
what I
put it
mean. I
there.
knew there was one that was close because I remember going to it. Yeah.
So but we do have to wait and see when they announce where it'll go.
With
in
all this
round-
publicity, they're going to be here pretty dang quick. I'm
Well,
thinking.
they're still not until 2 years. Another
Yeah.
year. It's another wait. I mean, we're almost in 2023, but so you got to wait another year.
All right.
And I'm sure, being a retail-minded kind of company, you need to get in before Christmas. So let's
One
hope
would
they
think,
open.
yeah.
They'd get open by at least Labor Day of 2024.
Do you think brick and mortar is going to come back now because everybody's starting? All those onlines are going to start charging for returns now. Did you see
I just
that?
heard that
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, because
didn't
you
know
can't
that.
try it on.
Right.
And some of these things, like I just ordered something from a anyways, and they say true fit, so order what you wear, and they're true to size.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to order some of those for me, and I did, and they're not cheap, and they came to me, and I put them on, and they were much too big, so I put them right back in the little box. But this one is happy return, so there's no charge. But it looks like so many people are
I know.
shopping online now that and returning online that they're not going to have it free anymore.
I knew that. I've talked to people before that love to buy clothes online, and they buy the same thing in every single size.
Yeah.
They buy like the same thing 9 times to find the one that fits them,
Well, see,
and then
that-
return 8.
See, yeah, but that's going to stop.
So-
Some of them is,
Yeah, well, that's
like
good.
Even almost $10 to return now.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
so,
crazy.
No, it's hard. I mean, and quite honestly, not only in the online, but even in the brick and mortar, you can try. It used to be that if you tried on, say, a pair of Levi's, and like what we like different colors, but they would all fit the same way.
Yeah.
But now a different size and a different color, maybe they're not. So you have to try everything
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
So I can imagine the online. It's tough.
Yeah.
The you asked, does brick and mortar come back? But I also asked, where does Ames fit in the hierarchy, basically, of retail? Are they, because they always were a discount department store
They are,
too.
yeah.
So okay, so now there's Walmart
Yeah.
and there's Target and there's Kohl's, and then so do they fall just below them, but a step above Ocean State Job Lot? Or are they going to try to compete with a Walmart and try to be on their par as them and
I
Target?
think they were like maybe a Target.
Yeah.
You
We-
think?
Huh? I think.
I think the opportunity is to be like a TJ Maxx and a Marshalls,
Marshalls, yeah.
buying closeouts from,
Others.
an excess inventory from others, selling them at a big markdown.
Kind of like Old Navy too.
I don't know about Old Lady.
I don't know
Okay,
what
more like
maybe,
TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, possible. We'll have to wait until the stores
we'll
open.
have to
But
wait
they're
and
not a
see.
high
We don't-
end.
we don't know.
They're
It's-
not a high
They're not
end.
high
They're
end.
not high end.
Yeah,
at
I don't think
all.
they'll come out and try to be a high-end store.
They're not. No, right, exactly. Yeah, they're not a high end store.
And we'll have to see. Will the retail be back? I think in some fashion, yes. I don't see where stores and malls are going to make a big comeback.
Oh, not malls, maybe. But
No, but by themselves.
By themselves, maybe the
Yeah.
stores. Yeah.
Okay.
I still like brick and mortar.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Ed, you're right again. Caller wrote in, Bellingham Liquors was next to Ames. So there you go. Ed was right again. All right. Time for a break here on Coffee and time for the weather forecast being brought to you by Compassion International.
Sunny skies today with a high of 33 degrees and a slight breeze from the west. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 18 and calm wind. Wednesday's weather, the wind picks up to 22 miles an hour out of the south, partly sunny skies with a high of 40. Thursday, mostly sunny and 47. Friday, mostly sunny and 50. Saturday, a 40% chance of rain afternoon time, cloudy, 53. Saturday night, New Year's Eve, 70% chance of rain likely, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 43. And on New Year's Day, we start with rain and clouds and 54 degrees. Monday, looks like mostly sunny skies and 49.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with cloudy skies, we have 29 degrees. Drought, war, and rising food prices have devastated families in poverty. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646. The Broaster House is the place for excellent dinners like broasted chicken or chicken family style, Delmonico steak, and hot turkey sandwich. The Broaster House features 10 delicious appetizers like stuffed quahogs and the house sampler. Enjoy seafood at the Broaster House like butterfly shrimp or broasted fish and chips. And don't forget the combinations from 4 to 32 pieces. Eat in, take out, and they cater at the Broaster House, 263 Pond Street, Woonsocket. Call them at 762-1717.
When it comes to your home, you should have the best. It's your dream kitchen and bath, so getting the right company really matters. Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center offers cabinetry from traditional to modern styles, Cambria natural quartz and granite countertops, full-body porcelain and glazed ceramic tile, hardwood, faux laminate, and Flexitech luxury vinyl flooring and plumbing fixtures that will stand the test of time. Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center will handle all aspects of your project from the initial measure through completion. Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center in the McDonald's Plaza, Mendon Road in Cumberland. Visit them today at cumberlandkitchen.com.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide.
Hi, this is Joe Callahan, your maitre d' inside the Tiki Bar, heard Monday nights at 6 on ON Radio. It's 1 full hour of Jimmy Buffett music. The Tiki Bar is brought to you by Attorney Bob Lauder, the Carew Investment Group, Pep and Lumber, and Family Discount Furniture.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide.
It's Coffee In here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. It's Tuesday morning, it's December 27th. Joe Callahan here, along with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And Ed, they're reminding us, people in Massachusetts, that the state is holding millions of dollars in unclaimed property. And they want you to go visit findmassmoney.com. Have you ever done this? I actually have. Have you gone to that website to see if there's money?
Yeah, I've looked at it once or twice. And,
Yeah.
You know, I stopped looking because if there was nothing for me last year, there's nothing for me this year either.
We actually didn't. And didn't we find that my wife's mother had money,
Really?
unclaimed money? So we started the process, and boy, it is a process.
Is it? Yeah.
You know, now because it's her mother who has passed away.
Oh, that's
Now you got to
even
get
more.
death
Oh, yeah,
certificates,
right,
and
yeah,
you got to
yeah.
get this and
Yeah,
this
and that
and
you're in
this,
here.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you send it off,
Yeah.
and but it was, you know, it was relatively substantial. It was like $150. So we went through all the hoops and we finally got it. But I think my son is on the list. It has something to do with a check back from Verizon for like $1.02.
It's amazing.
He's like, it's just not worth it
Yeah.
to go through all the hoops you got to jump through,
Well, to
collect
get-
all the
to-
forms to prove
yeah.
it's you,
Yeah.
to send it in to get a check for
Yeah.
$1. It's like,
I
no, they
did
can
collect
have it.
once on that from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, years ago when I lived in Rhode Island. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Other things going on. Okay, we've come to the end of the year now, and every year they put this out, and it's the notable people that we said goodbye to in 2022. So
We're not on that list, Ed.
I took a look. You have not made the list.
That's good.
You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to be on
We
this
don't want to
list.
be on that A list, right?
But it's you go way back and back to the beginning of the year. People that pass away in January, February. When it comes around to December, you're always like, oh yeah, I forgot that person has actually passed away. So just running down a few of the people you may remember, Sidney Poitier passed away this year. He was 94.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Meatloaf passes away.
Yeah.
The singer. He was 74. You remember? You know what his real name is, Ed?
Oh, I can't remember it.
Marvin Lee Aday. Aday is his real name, and he picked up that nickname, I think, from his father, because he was a short, round little guy. He's just a big piece of meatloaf. He just stuck, and it never went away.
When he grew up, it was still kind of
A big round piece of meatloaf.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Olivia Newton-John passed away this year. She was 73. Actor William Hurt passes away. He was 71. He was in a number of movies, including one of my favorite, The Big Chill.
Oh yeah.
You ever see that movie with the
I don't recall.
family, the group of friends, group of college friends get together? One of their inner circle people has passed away, and they all get back together for the funeral. All right. Let's see. Madeline Albright. She was 84. Passed away this year. Naomi Judd
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
was 76.
Yep.
Ray Liotta, I forgot, passed away this year as well.
He did too. Yeah.
hmm James Caan from the
Yeah.
from the Godfather movies and a bunch of other things as well. I think his last role in a movie was he played the father in Elf.
Didn't he play that football movie too?
He was in Brian's Song.
Huh?
Brian's Song.
Brian's Song.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
It's one of the only movies it's okay for men to cry at.
Well, I watched that movie several times and cried every time.
Well, you're supposed to. Bill Russell from the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
He passed away this year.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
88 years old. The Celtics still were number 6, or there's a 6 on the floor.
Yeah.
For that they do for this year. Legendary baseball announcer Vin Scully, 94. He broadcast L.A. Dodger games for almost 70 years in a row.
Wow.
So he goes back to their Brooklyn Dodger
Yeah.
days that he did this. All right, actress Anne Heche, she was in a car accident. She was only 53. Mikhail Gorbachev, he was 91. Leader of the Soviet Union, the 8th and last leader of the Soviet Union. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1990. He brought the end to bringing the Cold War to a peaceful end.
Mr. Gorbachev, take down that
Take
wall.
Take down this wall. That's
yeah.
right. Gee, who said that, Ed?
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Ronnie, yeah,
Ron
I'd say
Reagan is
Ronnie
right.
said that,
Okay.
yeah.
Queen Elizabeth passes away at the age of
so
96.
sad.
So that's going to be the big thing this summer that Charles will have his coronation. I think it's scheduled
Yeah.
for June. if I remember correctly. And I love this. The media makes such a big deal out of it. So Charles just had a big announcement, kind of like a Christmas announcement. Merry Christmas from the family and from William and what's her name? What's his
Kate.
wife's name? Kate. Thanks.
Kate, yeah.
But then that's it. And they say, gee, he didn't mention. He doesn't mention Harry or Meghan.
Well, no,
And I'm thinking,
no.
didn't they, Harry and Meghan, didn't they say, okay, we're breaking away from the royal family, and we really don't want to be part of the royal family anymore? Didn't they say that?
Megan made sure they said that.
All right.
Yes.
Okay,
they
so
did.
so they're basically saying we're not part of the royal family anymore. So why do you expect the royal family to keep mentioning them?
That's right. They should.
They don't want to be mentioned, so we're not going to mention them.
It was
and then-
their choice to
That's
walk
right.
away.
That is right.
It
That's
was
right. So if Charles doesn't mention them, okay.
Yeah.
So don't criticize him because they walked away.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't see people keep bringing it up. Oh my God! Can you believe he didn't mention his son? Oh, geez. And why are we so fascinated with the royal family in the
I
United
like
States?
the
I still
Royals.
don't know.
I like the Royals.
Oh, okay. So you'll watch the coronation when it comes
Yeah,
up?
yeah, I will. I
Yeah.
will. Well, it's I like the Royals, but it was the Queen that I really admired.
Elizabeth?
She was Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Country music star Loretta Lynn passes away at the age of 90 this year.
Right.
You remember that? That was just a few months ago.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coal Miner's Daughter. What a great movie.
Yeah. Well, she was.
a fantastic
yeah,
movie.
She was very. Yeah.
And what a remarkable life
Yeah.
that she had, and tough. Growing up, one of my my favorite lines in Coal Miner's Daughter. She had just gotten married to her husband, and what was she, 14 or something like that? Anyway, just got married to him. Been married a couple of months. She comes back to see her mother and father, and gives her father a big hug. Oh, glad to see you. And they're walking back to the house, and the father actually says, "Boy, Loretta, man, married life is making you fat." And they just laugh, and the mother goes, "Oh no." Yep. About 6 months later is the first child. But just the mother.
Yeah.
Oh no. All right, actress Angela Lansbury from Beauty and the Beast and a ton of other films.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
96 years old.
yeah.
What's that?
Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote. That was on for
yeah.
a number of years. And if you want to see her real acting chops, you gotta watch The Manchurian Candidate, the original with Frank Sinatra. And she is on American Film Institute's top 10. It's in the top 10 of most villainous heroines or something like that. Oh my gosh, she's awful. and you don't think of it from
Right. No,
Mrs. Fletcher.
No, that's right. She's so sweet. Yeah.
And she's so sweet and wonderful, and,
yeah.
and she did the other Disney movies, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, and
Yes.
and like that. And, isn't she wonderful? And but in that movie, she is the bad guy, and it's such a great acting ability. In fact, and Disney just did a live action Beauty and the Beast about a week or so ago, maybe a week or two, and they showed it. It was on ABC, and they mixed live action and scenes from the movie, and that way they can move the sets in and out. There was a live audience for it as well, and it was done very well. And they showed one of the scenes where Angela Lansbury sings one of the songs, and she's animated, she's the teapot, and she sings the song, and when it ends, everyone claps, and it just fades out, and it fades up with her picture, and her real picture, and the date of her birth and death. I thought that was nice that they honored her like that. So yeah, Angela Lansbury passed away this year at 96. You may not know this one, Aaron Carter. He passed away. He's 34. He found fame as a very young child, 9 years old or so. Singer, rapper, actor. He rose to fame in the 1990s as a pop singer. He released his debut album when he was 9, and so a little tough when you hit the heights
Yeah.
of your career at 9,
Yeah.
and then it's downhill from there.
Yeah, really.
And so that's kind of what happened with him. He used to tour with with the Backstreet Boys. His older brother Nick was in that band. So he never really gained the notoriety after that, after his being 9. And Gallagher passed away this year, the comedian.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He came to the Stadium
Not long
Theater
ago
a
either.
couple of times. No, that was November.
Yeah.
That was pretty soon. very funny. People always remember him because he smashed the watermelon,
Watermelon guy.
at the end with the Sledge-O-Matic, which is very funny. But that was only the last 10 minutes of his act. Everything beforehand was pretty cerebral, almost George Carlin-esque, although not quite as profane, and but stuff that made you think. And it very cerebral like that. So that's too bad. He was 76 years old. Irene Cara passes away. She was big in the movie Fame
Flashdance.
and Flashdance. That's right. Let's see. We get.
Yes, yeah.
Let's see. Two more to tell you about. Christine McVie, Fleetwood Mac, just passed away a couple of weeks ago. I didn't realize she was 79. So that big with Fleetwood Mac. And two-time Cy Young Award winner, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer Gaylord Perry dies at the age of 84. Master of the spitball, which is illegal
Yeah.
to pitch in, but only if you get caught.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works in Major League Baseball. And was he the guy? I don't know. That must have been someone else. No, I think there was a pitcher in Major League Baseball where they came out to check the ball on it, and then when they check the ball, they check your glove and see what's in your pockets. And he reached into his back pocket and he had an emery board in his back pocket, and he threw it. Like, maybe no one will see that. But the ump said, "Hey, you're out of the game." Somehow he was cutting the ball with the emery board, or his fingernails, filing his fingernails to cut the ball, and that way the ball will drop quicker. But it's an enhanced way of doing it, and you cannot doctor the ball when you're playing. That's against the rules. All right, there you go. Just a couple of people that we want to mention that have passed away here in the year 2022. More of the Coffee AM program coming up. If we missed anybody that you think, hey, you forgot that this person passed away too, let us know. 766-1240. The best little auction in Massachusetts is Trudell's Auction Gallery in Bellingham. Trudell's is on vacation now, but the auctions return on Monday, January 2nd, 2023 at 10 a.m. And the auctions will then run every other week. The auction offers antiques and personal property from various estates. So many wonderful items could be yours at these auctions. To see the items being offered, visit their website, TrudellsAuction.com. Trudell's Auction Gallery, 799 South Main Street, Bellingham.
Here's a friendly reminder, your holiday dessert favorites need to be ordered today at Wright's Dairy Farm and Bakery. New Year's Eve orders need to be placed by December 29th. Bûche de Noël, cookie platters, chocolate cream pie, and the always delicious farm fresh eggnog available in a commemorative glass bottle, plus so much more wonderful items can be ordered at their website, WrightsDairyFarm.com. Wright's Dairy Farm and Bakery thanks all their customers for their continued patronage and wish you all a happy holiday season.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. And Ed, there was a story yesterday, and we thought of you.
Uh-oh.
Because
Thank
it was
you.
about a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And I think it took place in Kentucky. All right. And I bring it up because Ed joined us at the Owen Christmas party, and the big prize, because we did a Yankee swap, was some people had brought lottery tickets.
Yes, that's
Okay,
true. Yeah.
and they were moving around from person to person, and the people wanted to take their chance. Well, at this particular Christmas party in Kentucky, they did what they call it a white elephant, and so this person received like a Walmart gift card, and someone quote unquote stole it from her. So she ended up with something else, but then she was able to steal something else, and she stole lottery tickets from somebody else. Won $175,000.
Wow.
Wow.
On a scratch off ticket.
Wow.
I'm like, "Whoa." That did not happen at our Christmas
No,
party,
sure it didn't, yeah.
or else we would have made the news. But imagine that. They said, that, according to the Kentucky lottery officials, it was a 1 in a million shot to win that amount of money.
Wow.
So pretty nice. But I bring that up because there's another story here, and the headline is just Missouri man waits to tell his wife that he won the lottery. All right? And he just says, a Missouri man recently won a multi-million-dollar lottery jackpot, but waited to tell his wife until Christmas. Well, I guess he wanted to make it a surprise, like a Christmas present. All right. When Robert Boland from just outside of Kansas City won the lottery prize. He decided to tell his financial advisor and his CPA, but no one else. He's due to collect his winnings this week, so he waited until Christmas to let his wife know. He says when he did, she didn't believe him at first. Boland says despite winning, he plans to continue playing the lottery to see if he can repeat his good fortune. Oh, he's just greedy.
I was going to say, let somebody else have it. Right? Yeah.
It doesn't say what kind of multi-million-dollar jackpot, if it's play the numbers or if this was a scratch-off ticket or what. It doesn't say what he played there in Missouri, but and it doesn't say exactly when he won. But pretty smart of him. I always thought that if I were to win the Mega Millions of the Powerball, I said the first person I got to tell is Ed.
There you go. Yeah,
I said,
right. You better
Haven't
figure-
gotten that call yet.
Is that? No, and there's a reason. I said I need Ed, I need Bob Lauder and Ed and me all in the same room. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
now what do we do?
Yeah, right, exactly.
and we'll go from there. But that must have been tough not to tell
Well, that
his
was
wife.
a nice Christmas surprise.
That is a nice
Yeah.
Christmas surprise. But how do you tell your spouse to get them to believe you? I have to get. Hold on, let me get Ed on the phone. Ed, am I telling the truth? Yes,
Check-
you are.
Check your next statement.
Yeah, really.
There you go.
All right, so that's what that man in Missouri wants to do. That's pretty cool. So every year, towards the end of the year, Google comes out with its the year in search. This is not the people that passed away, but it's the list of things people search for on the Google website.
most, yeah.
searched
Yeah.
items. Okay, and there's one word noticeably absent this year from the last 2 years. What do you think the last 2 years the most searched word was?
COVID.
COVID is
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
COVID is correct. This year, people are sick of it. We don't need to
Yeah,
look it up
well,
anymore.
yeah.
We've already looked it up. We don't need to keep searching for it. Instead, people were busy searching for a lot of things pertaining to workouts and how to handle stress. Okay. Another topic that was among the most searched was a new addition to the list. 900 came in at 988, which is the National Suicide Prevention Lifelines number. Like, wow. So hopefully they were passing it on to people that could actually use that. Doesn't list anything else that they were searched for. I wish they listed what the top searched word or phrase was, but I don't have that here. I guess I could Google it.
Ah, there you go. Wow.
We're just waiting for the paper here. You can go look it up yourself. Yeah, I guess I could. So, all right. So that's what people that said. Nope, we're sick of COVID, and
yeah.
it looks like it. And what's unfortunate, it looks like it's making a comeback. I don't know if you saw, Ed. Boston Public Schools are thinking of putting the mask mandate in
Yeah.
when the kids come back from school
Yeah.
next week.
Saw that this morning.
I'm like, wow, I don't. Is that that's not a done deal yet, though? Is it?
No, it was just.
No, they're
Kicking it
thinking
around?
about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of any in Rhode Island thinking of doing this, Linda?
No, you know what I think what's happening though this year.
What's that?
People are tired of COVID, but we have the flu, we have RSV with the kids, and the flu, and so it's like if they're putting the masks on, it's probably not just going to be for COVID because that may be on the rise, but everybody's getting clobbered with flu.
I think
and
everyone.
the RSV now too with the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, I think people's resistance is lower
Yeah.
because of the last couple of years. Everybody was wearing masks, washing their hands, doing this, doing that, keeping away from each other.
Right,
no
exactly.
hugs, no nothing.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, I think your resistance is lower.
Well, because
to,
you have
It
right,
always
you
is.
have not been
Things, 'cause you haven't been exposed.
to it. Well, during COVID, there was no flu.
Right. Yeah.
There was no flu because everybody was wearing a mask. But you think about it when you're in big crowds, and wonder what's going to happen now that Christmas is done, and then
New
New
Year's.
Year's, and see. I have a feeling everything will be on the rise because people are flying more, they're traveling more, they're going to things and normal. They're doing normal things now. Yeah, normal things.
Well, I'll say something, and Linda's probably going to disagree with me, but that's okay. you don't know if you have COVID unless you get tested for it.
Right.
So don't get tested for it.
Well,
If you don't get tested for it, you have a cold.
and you know the thing is,
Unless it's so bad you have to go to the hospital.
well,
That's different.
yeah, but even when you're testing and it's positive or negative, it's only at that moment that you're testing.
That's right. Yeah,
You know what I think is really good? Some people used it, like especially going to the parties and everything, and if they had a cold, maybe they wanted to make sure, that they didn't have COVID, and they would test, and if it was positive, they might not go. So that's a good thing. But it's for that moment that you're testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for that moment that, it's for that moment.
Okay. Other things that are going on as we're coming down to about 5 minutes to go in the program. We still do not have any kind of closure, any kind of arrest of those 4 college students out in Idaho that were murdered. They're still working on it, and but nothing yet. But there are other stories that come out that are around it, like this one. A University of Idaho professor, okay, a teacher that teaches at the University of Idaho, right, is suing a TikTok poster after the poster, the TikTok person, after she accused the University of Idaho professor of killing the 4 college students last month. Now, Ashley Gillard has posted dozens of video accusing History Department Chair Rebecca Schofield of orchestrating the widely publicized murders, and she is basing this information that she obtained in tarot card readings.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Which is, very
that's-
very substantial
yeah,
and
that-
very
that's-
concrete.
yeah.
And I'm like, wow. Now, Schofield, that's the professor once again, is seeking unspecified damages and says she's experienced emotional distress and fears for her safety, because some people are going to believe the poster. Gouliard says she has no plans to stop and is excited about presenting her ideas in court. Oh, she'll be ripped
Tarot
apart in
cards.
court.
I think the judge might say, "Get out."
Well, first you gotta find a lawyer that's gonna help.
That's going to help you. I think
help you out there.
I think she's going to be hard pressed to find somebody.
Well, as long as she can pay, there might be someone that'll take up the.
Yeah, I guess.
Should have used a Ouija board, not tarot cards.
Yeah,
That's far more legitimate.
Absolutely.
it spells it out.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. Do you hear the governor of Texas sent a bunch of illegal immigrants to Kamala Harris's house in
Yeah.
California?
Yeah,
Dropped them all off. Said, "Here you go."
yeah,
Now I don't know if she was home at the time, and I understand it was pretty cold
yeah.
when he did this, and I can understand why they're doing it. I wish they had a better plan. I feel bad for the people
Well, I mean,
that are just dropped off. With
yeah.
What do we do?
you know, he wants to send a message, but
Yeah.
he's using those people, and that's not right.
I know. It
That's
isn't.
not fair to be using those people
Yeah.
to get a point across, and then
Because then it sends everybody else in that area scrambling. And, the Red Cross had to be notified, and they did get them into a shelter somewhere.
well, they did,
like a
but,
church or
you
something
know,
like that.
yeah.
Well, it's not all
but
that
it's not
different
right.
than
Was
what DeSantis did.
No, it's not.
After
No, that's what I'm
Martha's
saying.
Vineyard.
It's the same thing. But
Right.
you have to feel for the people, and I know they came here illegally. I get that.
Yeah.
But then you're using them as pawns.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't saying he did the right thing. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that.
Right? No. I know he did the same thing. Yeah.
But DeSantis, now try to be funny here, sent people to Martha's Vineyard in the summertime. Woohoo, he sent them on vacation.
Well, I mean,
Kamala Harris's house
that
is
was
not
a little.
vacation.
No, that was a little bit. Yeah.
Now, did I read this correctly? Did Mike Pence file and will now be a candidate for president in 2024?
I haven't seen that.
I thought I read that
seen it,
yesterday. So that'll be your assignment, Ed. To see if Mike Pence is now going to be
I
a
saw that he was
candidate.
thinking of it. Yeah.
I heard he was,
Yeah.
and he said it was a month or so ago, maybe 2, after Trump had come out and said he's going to be a candidate. And they asked Pence, "Oh, you gonna endorse Trump?" And he actually said,
no.
"There might be someone else I'm going to consider
Right,
instead." It's
yeah.
like himself. I'm like, "Oh, how about that?" So it wouldn't surprise me if he's has filed as a candidate to get the nomination for the Republican nomination for president for 2024. So I guess, and I think a lot of other Republicans will say, "Phew, finally somebody else
Yeah, right.
that we
yeah.
can at least can
Yeah.
at least consider, and said we can move on." And I just feel that a lot of Republicans just want to move away from Trump.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
yeah,
just
definitely.
for whatever their
Definitely.
reasons are, we just don't want to be
Definitely,
associated
yeah,
with you
yeah.
anymore. And it's
No,
just
it's done.
yeah, your time is done. And it's just the way they feel right now. So, all right, we've come to the end of the program. So we thank you for listening in as always. And Ed Carew, thanks for coming in, and a happy New Year to you.
Always a pleasure, and a happy New Year to you too.
Thank you,
And,
Linda.
and
Thanks for
everyone.
coming in. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all of you.
You gonna play with the dogs on New Year's Eve this year?
No.
No?
New Year's Eve is like,
Very calm.
yeah, very calm.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
You gonna ride the horse on New Year's Eve?
Now we did the neighborhood New Year's Eve party.
Are you?
Oh, that's
That's
nice.
nice. All right,
We're
we're all,
there every
we're all
year.
going to Ed's.
Yeah. Oh, it's at our buddy's house.
That's fine.
At DP's house.
I know what Middleborough is. I can find it. All right. Have a great day, everyone. And coming up at 9:30, it's Do You Remember with Gary Smith and the crew right here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio.